Hi, welcome to Business Debug. Today we are discussing the hybrid casual puzzler ColorBlockJam. ColorBlockJam has crossed nearly 10 million downloads on Google Play alone, and AppBrain says it has overall nearly 28 million downloads, 3 million daily active users. This is not just a successful game, that's a behavioral data goldmine. According to Pocket Gamer, Rolex claimed nearly 10% D-90 retention for ColorBlockJam, which is a solid benchmark. Today, we'll explore how strategic tweaks could push that industry good number into exceptional territory. Here I am, breaking down a growth blueprint with behavioral psychology and cohort driven design, a framework that can help turn this puzzle game into a self sustaining ecosystem. We'll turn early frustration into confidence, mid game monotony into habit, and late game stagnance into excitement. Before we get into the fixes, let's see how the game plays. This is a hard level. You have to get out all the blocks from the corresponding color gates within a time limit. The timer starts the moment you tap the screen, so you have to plan your moves. Despite being a hard game, this game has gained tremendous success. The game looks clean and the mechanics are pretty straightforward. The core challenge is identifying the correct removal sequence. Different levels have certain additional mechanics, such as gates getting closed at alternate moves, which increases the challenge. And even if you have mentally solved the puzzle beforehand, the timer is often too strict to allow a first attempt win, especially in hard and very hard levels. Sometimes fair, sometimes punishing. It often takes a few tries to figure out the right flow of the blocks, and soon you are out of lives at a single level. But the urge to figure it out the next time makes you want to either watch an ad or make an in app purchase. The game has IAP options for coins, lives, and boosters. You can also get retries for a few extra coins or a few extra coins by watching an ad. Also, after initial levels, there is a mandatory ad after every success. This has worked in the favor of the game's economy tremendously. Let's now break down what's hurting the game's long term success and how to reduce that friction. The tension between satisfying puzzle solving and strict timers is brilliant. It creates excitement. But the fail state is where the problem arises. When the timer runs out, player faces two options: either to play a large amount of coins or quit. User reviews have consistently shown frustration and unfairness. What seems to be is that instead of monetizing engagement, the game currently monetizes desperation, which drives churn, especially in the early and mid game. Let's address this cohort wise. We will divide our player lifecycle into different stages and create a tailored approach for each stage cohort. First, early game is comprised of D7 to D30 players. This is the time when the player needs support. Next is mid game, which is D30 to D90 cohort. This segment needs goals to keep the engagement. Lastly, we have late game, that is above D90 cohort. The players of this segment need to feel that they have achieved mastery. We'll also add monetization layer without ruining the flow. Let's check out early game. Most early churn doesn't come from difficulty. It comes from the feeling that the game is working against you. Players think, I'm bad at this, I won't be able to finish it. So let's redesign early game motivation to a strategic assist preview and call it momentum exchange. Instead of a paywall offer, watch a 30-second ad to see how to get the first block out. Why this works? It resets the player's mindset from discouraged to hopeful. It values attention, not currency. It's a clean, testable revenue model. Let's do the math. If 5% of 1 million daily players use this once at a $5 CPM, that will make 50,000 ad views per day, and it will lead to $250 per day revenue. That will sum up to $90,000 revenue per year from a small UI tweak. Now pair this with subtle encouragement, but only for this cohort. Nice move, you're improving, practice makes progress. This creates a supportive early curve, improves level completion, and boosts rewarded ad engagement without reducing challenge. Now, let's move on to the mid game level. Now, the players are genuinely enjoying the puzzle flow, and this is exactly where the game needs to keep them engaged. ColorBlockJam has currently uses daily quests like complete 7 levels in a row to earn a prize. This mechanic exists in games like Royal Match too, but the gameplay experience is very different. The Royal Match playing 7 levels back to back is energizing. Levels flow quickly, difficulty is predictable, and losing rarely feels punishing. But in Color Block Jam, completing 7 levels consecutively can be taxing, mentally exhausting, and of course easy to fail. The game is clearly trying to monetize the mindset of I must finish the streak, no matter the price or time. But here's the gap. A consistent mid game player doesn't just need pressure, they need enjoyment. They need to feel that was fun, I want to keep going. Also, look at the current daily tasks. Collect 40 coins, watch an ad. These are not motivational tasks. Players complete them accidentally, not intentionally. To maintain engagement, the game needs mid game tasks that are aspirational, skill rewarding, and emotionally satisfying. This is what creates repeat play sessions. To fix this, let's introduce a daily time trial ladder. How it works. Players accumulate time saved across puzzles during the week. If you finish the puzzle 5 seconds before the timer, those 5 seconds get added to the weekly ladder. How do we decide the target time? The target time can be set based on analysis done on typical levels completed, average time saved per week. This is some amount of effort, but for a short duration of time, which could pay back well. Hitting the target gives meaningful coins. Of course, below IAP benefit, but still rewarding. This system naturally increases session length because every second saved contributes to weekly progress. Here we can also add a monetization layer, like a light subscription for $1 per week. Here we'll include 5% extra timer time and a booster per week. This will keep the player engaged and the player also will be spending money. Now let's move on to the strategy for late game. Here we flip the psychology for long term players. Your D-90 plus cohort doesn't want hints, they want challenge, mastery, and competition depth. Enters the beat my time replay loop. Here, player gets up to 3 replay attempts for hard and very hard levels, a chance to optimize their solve time. And this way they can finally share this optimized time with their friends and challenge them saying beat my time. Why 3 attempts? Because unlimited retries could lead to burnout, and one could lead to a lot of pressure. So, three sounds like a perfect balance of mastery and motivation. And why only hard levels? Because those puzzles feel meaningful to replay. This loop increases session length, adds skill based replayability, and extends D-90 to D-120 retention. Let's see the impact that these strategies could cause. This creates a full funnel growth engine: monetization, virality, habit, and mastery. The metrics to watch could be for early game, D7 to D14 retention, completion rate, and art and ad average revenue per daily active user. For mid game, it could be weekly session frequency, daily time trial participation, and subscription conversion. For late game, it could be session length, hard level replay rate, and D-90 to D-120 retention. So the rollout plan could look like: firstly, add the momentum ad combo to reduce frustration and stabilize revenue for early cohort. Secondly, launch friendly rivalry shares plus beat my time loop for virality and mastery. Thirdly, release the time trial ladder plus light subscription to build habit and recurrent revenue. This isn't about throwing features at players. It's about designing for psychology, supporting new players, challenging veterans, and creating a system that grows itself. Hi, I'm Akanksha, and this is Business Debug. Let me know what we should debug next.